So, about 4 months ago, I, 30 then, just hit 31, decided to give dating apps another shot after a long hiatus. Matched with Chloe, 28F. Her pictures were, wow, like model level stunning, fit, great smile, seemed to have interesting hobbies, hiking, art, that kind of thing. I figured she was probably out of my league or a catfish. But we started chatting. The chat was good, witty, engaging. She asked a lot of questions. We decided to meet for drinks a week later. I was nervous as hell. I get to the bar early, grab a table, and then she walks in. Read it. I swear, time slowed down. She was even more beautiful in person. Tall, elegant, with these eyes that just pulled you in. I'm a pretty average-looking guy, decent job, but definitely not someone who usually pulls this kind of attention. The date was amazing. We talked for hours, laughed a ton. She was intelligent, funny, and seemed genuinely interested in me. We had a lot in common, or so I thought. There was this one tiny, almost imperceptible thing. When the waitress, who was super friendly and bubbly, complimented Chloe's necklace, Chloe gave this tight little smile and said thanks, but then her eyes sort of darted around the bar, like she was checking if anyone else was listening. I brushed it off. Nerves, maybe? We kissed at the end of the night. It was electric. I was floating. The first month was a whirlwind. We saw each other constantly. The sex was incredible. She was passionate, adventurous, and made me feel like the most desired man on earth. She'd text me these long, poetic messages, tell me how much she was falling for me. I was head over heels. I thought I'd hit the jackpot. The first crack appeared about 3 weeks in. We were at my place, watching a movie. My phone buzzed on the coffee table, a text from my sister. Before I could even reach for it, Chloe snatched it up. "Who's texting you this late?" she asked, her voice suddenly sharp. I was taken aback. It's just my sister, Sarah." She stared at the screen, then at me. "Let me see." "Chloe, it's my sister. What's the big deal? If it's just your sister, then you won't mind if I look, right?" Her eyes were narrow. I was uncomfortable, but didn't want to start a fight. "Fine." She scrolled through the message, which was literally my sister asking if I could help her move a couch the next weekend. Then she started swiping, looking at other message threads. "What are you doing?" I asked, trying to keep my voice even. "Just curious," she said, not looking at me. She opened my Instagram DMs. My stomach clenched. Not because I had anything to hide, but because it felt like such a violation. After a minute, she tossed the phone back. "Okay, no apology, no explanation, just a..." The mood was ruined. I tried to talk about it. "Chloe, that made me really uncomfortable. It feels like you don't trust me." She got defensive. "Well, I've been cheated on before. I have trust issues. If you cared about me, you'd understand and try to make me feel secure." I felt guilty. Maybe I was being insensitive. So, I apologized for making her feel insecure. "Yeah, I know." Things escalated from there, slowly at first, then like an avalanche. The paranoia started small. If I didn't text back within 10 minutes, I'd get a barrage of messages. "Where are you? Who are you with? Are you ignoring me? Are you okay?" Followed by angry emojis if I still didn't respond immediately. One time I was in a work meeting that ran late. I came out to 17 missed calls and texts accusing me of being with another woman. When I called her back, frantic, she was crying, saying she knew I was lying, that she had a gut feeling. It took an hour to calm her down, sending her a picture of my office building and my calendar invite for the meeting. Then came the accusations about other women. We were at a coffee shop, and I smiled politely at the barista when she handed me my order. Chloe didn't speak for the entire walk home. When we got to her apartment, she exploded. "You were totally flirting with her. The way you looked at her. Don't deny it." "Chloe, I was just being polite." She handed me coffee, I said thank you and smiled. "That's it." "No, it wasn't. You want her, don't you? You think she's prettier than me?" This went on for hours. Tears, yelling, accusations. I was exhausted. I kept trying to reassure her, telling her she was the only one I wanted, that she was beautiful. It was like talking to a brick wall that occasionally screamed at you. The family stuff started to seep in around the second month. She'd mentioned her family was complicated. Understatement of the fucking century. She'd get these calls from her mom or sister that would leave her a wreck. She'd be sobbing, or furious, or just empty. She wouldn't tell me much at first, just that they were difficult and demanding. One Saturday, we were supposed to go hiking. She canceled last minute, saying her mom needed her. Later, I found out her mom had manufactured some crisis to get Chloe to come over and do chores, then spent the whole time criticizing her life choices, her job, and apparently me, whom she'd never met. The first time I met her mom and sister was an experience. We went over for dinner. Her mom, Janice, looked me up and down like I was something she'd scraped off her shoe. Her sister, Karen, yes, unironically, was cold and dismissive. The entire dinner was a masterclass in passive aggression and overt criticism directed at Chloe. Chloe, you're eating too much bread. You'll get fat. That dress isn't very flattering on you, dear. Is your job still going nowhere? And then to me, so what do you see in Chloe? She's always been a handful. Chloe just sat there, picking at her food, looking miserable. I tried to defend her, to be charming, but it was like they fed off the negativity. When Chloe excused herself to go to the bathroom, Janice leaned in and said, "You know, she's very fragile. Always has been. Makes things up in her head. You have to be careful with her." I was stunned. What kind of mother says that about her daughter to a new boyfriend? The paranoia got more intense and specific. She became convinced my female coworker, Linda, a happily married woman in her 50s, who was like a work mom to everyone, was trying to seduce me. If Linda was CC'd on an email, Chloe would grill me about why. If I mentioned Linda helped me with a project, it was, "So you're spending a lot of time with Linda now?" She started demanding I share my location with her 24/7 via Find My Friends. I resisted at first, but the fights were so draining, I eventually caved. Bad move. It just gave her more ammunition. If I was at the grocery store for 5 minutes longer than she thought I should be, my phone would blow up. One night, we were driving home from a friend's party. I was the designated driver. She was quiet, staring out the window. "What's wrong?" I asked. "That car has been following us for 3 blocks," she said, her voice tight. I looked in the rearview mirror. There was a car behind us, sure, but it was a busy street. "Chloe, it's probably just someone going the same way." "No!" They turned when we turned. "They're following us. They know." "Know what? Who are they?" "I don't know. Maybe it's someone from my old job. They never liked me. Or maybe it's someone you know." She started hyperventilating, grabbing my arm. "Drive faster. Lose them." I was trying to stay calm, but her panic was infectious. I took a few random turns. The car eventually went a different way. She was still shaking when we got home. "They're watching me," she whispered, looking out the blinds. "They're always watching." That night, I barely slept. I was starting to feel like I was going crazy. Was any of this real? The breaking point, or what I thought was the breaking point, came about 2.5 months in. We were supposed to go to my friend Mark's engagement party. I was really excited for her to meet my friends as a couple. She spent hours getting ready, looked incredible. We got in the car, and she was immediately on edge. "Did you tell Mark's fiancée Emily that I was coming?" "Yeah, of course. They're excited to meet you." "What did you tell her about me?" Her voice was accusatory. "Just that you're my girlfriend and you're amazing." "Did you tell her I'm beautiful?" Yeah, probably." "So you're comparing me to her? You think Emily is ugly?" "What? No. Chloe, what are you talking about?" This escalated into a full-blown argument in the car. She accused me of wanting to show her off like a trophy, then immediately accused me of being ashamed of her. She said I was probably hoping Emily would hit on me. She worked herself into such a state that she started sobbing, saying she couldn't go, that everyone would be judging her, that I was setting her up for humiliation. We never made it to the party. I spent the night trying to console an inconsolable Chloe, who alternated between crying that she was worthless and accusing me of not loving her enough to protect her from I don't even know what. I started walking on eggshells. Every word, every action was scrutinized. If I was too quiet, I was mad at her. If I was too happy, I was hiding something. My friends started noticing I was withdrawn. My work was suffering. I was constantly anxious. The beautiful, funny, intelligent woman I met on that first date was disappearing, replaced by this scared, angry, suspicious person. I felt like I was drowning. I loved the version of Chloe I first met, or maybe the version I thought she was, but I was starting to realize that person might not exist. I'm at the 3-month mark now, or just past it. Last night, she went through my laptop while I was sleeping, woke me up at 3 a.m., screaming, holding up an old email from an ex from 5 years ago that was just a happy birthday message. She accused me of still being in love with her, of keeping secrets. I didn't even fight back this time. I just felt numb. Reddit. What the hell do I do? Is this salvageable? Has anyone been through something like this? I feel like I'm losing my mind. She keeps saying her family messed her up and that if I love her, I'll help her heal. But I feel like I'm the one who needs healing now. TLDR, blind date with a seemingly perfect woman. Turns out she has severe paranoia, trust issues, and an emotionally abusive family. 3 months in, I'm emotionally drained from constant accusations, drama, and walking on eggshells. Is there any hope? Or do I need to run? Update 1. First off, thank you. Seriously. I posted that novella of event session not really expecting much, maybe a few dumper comments. I woke up to hundreds of replies and DMs. Reading through your experiences, your advice, your support, it was overwhelming in a good way. It made me feel less alone and less crazy. A lot of you pointed out classic signs of BPD, NPD, or at least severe trauma responses, and urged me to prioritize my own mental health. So, what happened this week? Well, after the 3 a.m. laptop incident, I was a zombie. I told Chloe I needed some space, that I couldn't keep doing this. That led to, you guessed it, a massive meltdown. Tears, begging, accusations that I was abandoning her just like everyone else. Then anger, then more tears. She promised she'd get help, that she'd go to therapy, something she's mentioned before but never acted on. She said her mom had called her that morning and said horrible things, and that's why she was so on edge. A lot of you said to set firm boundaries. So I tried. I told her that I couldn't be in a relationship where I was constantly accused and monitored. I said going through my phone and laptop was unacceptable. Her response? But if you have nothing to hide, why does it bother you? Don't you want me to feel secure? I do it because I'm scared of losing you. It's like a circular argument I can never win. She did make one concession. She claims she booked a therapy appointment. She showed me a confirmation email, but it looked weirdly generic. I don't know if it's real. Part of me wants to believe her, the part that still remembers that first date. The other, much larger part, is deeply skeptical. We saw each other once this week for a calm talk. It started okay. She was apologetic, sweet, more like the Chloe I first met. Then, I mentioned I was having dinner with my friend Mark, whose engagement party we missed, and his fiancée Emily on Friday, just to catch up since I bailed on them. Her face changed instantly. With Emily? Yes, Chloe, Mark and Emily, my friends. Why do you need to see her? Can't you just see Mark? They're a couple, Chloe. We're friends. It's a normal thing to do. She's trying to get in your pants. I know it. You like her, don't you? And we were right back there. The accusations, the jealousy. I just shut down. I said, I can't do this, Chloe, and I left. She's been bombarding me with texts since. Apologies, declarations of love, then angry messages saying I'm cruel and heartless. It's an emotional roller coaster I can't get off. Many of you suggested I read Stop Walking on Eggshells. I ordered it. It arrives tomorrow. I haven't broken up with her yet. I feel like a coward. There's this tiny, stupid voice in my head saying, what if she does get help? What if this can be fixed? But mostly I just feel trapped and exhausted. My sister, who I finally confided in, the one whose couch text started one of the first incidents, was horrified. She's been amazing, very supportive, and basically said, dude, run fast. So that's where I am. Still in limbo, feeling a bit stronger thanks to you all, but still scared of the inevitable confrontation. I know what I need to do. Doing it is another story. TLDR, tried to set boundaries after laptop incident. Chloe promised therapy, but then had another jealousy meltdown over me seeing friends. Still haven't broken up. Feeling like a yo-yo. Ordered stop walking on eggshell. Update. Reddit. It's over. It finally truly horribly blessedly over. This past 2 weeks have been a special kind of hell, but I think I'm out. So, Chloe kept insisting she was going to therapy. She'd even tell me about her sessions. My therapist said I have a lot of trauma from my family, and it makes me insecure in relationships. She said you need to be more patient with me. Convenient, right? Her therapist was apparently coaching her on how to manage me. I asked for the therapist's name once, casually, saying I was glad she found someone good. She got super defensive. Why? Do you not believe me? Are you going to call them and check up on me? Red flag, obviously. The book Stop Walking on Eggshells arrived. Reading it was like someone had written a biography of my relationship with Chloe. It was terrifyingly accurate. It gave me the clarity and honestly the courage I was lacking. The final straw wasn't even a huge dramatic explosion like the others. It was something smaller, more insidious that just broke me. We were at my apartment. Things had been relatively calm for a few days, mostly because I was emotionally detached, gray rocking her as some of you suggested. She was looking at old photos on my bookshelf. There's one of me and my childhood best friend, Laura, who passed away from cancer 5 years ago. It's a picture of us as goofy teenagers. Chloe picked it up. Who's this? That's Laura, I said. My best friend from when we were kids. She passed away a while ago. Chloe looked at the photo, then at me, and her expression was, I can't even describe it. Cold, suspicious. Were you in love with her? She asked. I was floored. Chloe, she was my best friend, like a sister. She died. What kind of question is that? People fall in love with their best friends all the time. You look very happy with her in this picture. Happier than you look with me. I felt something snap. All the exhaustion, the frustration, the hurt from the past few months just coalesced into this cold rage. Are you seriously jealous of my dead best friend, Chloe? My voice was shaking. Well, you never looked at me like that, she mumbled, looking away. That's it, I said. I'm done. I cannot do this anymore. She started to cry. No, please. I didn't mean it. I'm just scared. My mom called today and… I don't care, Chloe. I actually shouted it. I don't care what your mom said. I don't care about your excuses. You are relentlessly cruel and suspicious about every single person in my life, living or dead. You have made my life a living hell, and I will not take it for one more second. I told her to pack her things. She'd left a fair bit of stuff at my place, and leave. She refused. She begged. She pleaded. She threatened. The whole cycle. She said she had nowhere to go. A lie, she has her own apartment. She said I was throwing her out on the street. This went on for hours. I stood firm. For the first time, her tears and accusations didn't make me feel guilty. They just made me more resolved. I called my sister, put her on speakerphone, and my sister basically told Chloe in no uncertain terms that she needed to respect my decision and leave. Having that backup was crucial. Eventually defeated, she started packing, all while muttering about how I'd regret this, how I was abandoning her, how no one would ever love me like she did. Thank God for that, I thought. When she finally left, I locked the door, slid down against it, and just sobbed. Not for losing her, but for myself. For the months I'd wasted, for the emotional toll it had taken, for the relief. The next day, I found out from a mutual acquaintance, someone who knew her vaguely before I did, that Chloe has a long history of this. Multiple exes with similar stories. And the therapy thing, apparently, a recurring tactic she uses when she feels her partner pulling away, she'd never actually been. The confirmation email she showed me, probably fake. I blocked her on everything. Phone, social media, email. I told my friends and family that we broke up and to please not pass on any messages if she tries to contact them. It's been a few days. I feel like a massive weight has been lifted. I also feel raw and stupid for letting it go on so long. TLDR, Chloe's therapy was likely a lie. She got jealous of my deceased childhood best friend. That was the final straw. Broke up with her. It was an ordeal, but she's gone. Blocked her everywhere. Feeling relieved, but also kind of broken. Update matched with a 10-10, 1 month out, clarity and moving on. Hey Reddit, it's been about a month since my last update, and I wanted to close the loop, mostly for myself, but also for everyone who offered support and advice. The first week after the breakup was rough. Not because I missed Chloe. I really didn't miss the drama. But I was dealing with the emotional fallout. I felt jumpy, anxious, and second-guessed a lot of my own perceptions. It's scary how someone can mess with your head like that. I realized how much I'd isolated myself to avoid her meltdowns. Her family, predictably, got involved. Her sister, Karen, actually found my Instagram. I guess I hadn't blocked her preemptively and sent me a nasty DM calling me an abusive monster for abandoning Chloe when she was so vulnerable. I screenshotted it, blocked her, and didn't reply. It just confirmed everything I already knew about their toxic dynamic. Chloe is a victim of her upbringing, there's no doubt, but as many of you said, it doesn't give her a pass to perpetuate that abuse onto others. I took your advice and started seeing a therapist myself. Best decision I've made in a long time. We've been unpacking the whole Chloe saga, my own patterns, why was I so willing to accept that behavior for so long, and how to build healthier boundaries moving forward. It's been incredibly helpful. My therapist validated that I wasn't crazy, that Chloe's behavior exhibited strong markers of a personality disorder, though obviously we can't diagnose from afar, and that I did the right thing by leaving. I've been reconnecting with my friends, apologized to Mark and Emily for missing their party and for being so distant. They were incredibly understanding. It feels so good to just hang out with people and not have to worry about every word I say or every person I look at. To just be normal. Work is getting better too. I can focus again. My boss even commented that I seem lighter. Do I still think about Chloe? Sometimes. Not with longing, but with a strange mix of pity and lingering anger. Pity for the person she could be if she got genuine, intensive help. Anger for the way she treated me, and from what I've heard, I still see her face sometimes when I close my eyes. That initial dazzling smile from our first date. It's like a ghost. But it's fading. The biggest lesson I've learned is to trust my gut, and that red flags are red for a reason. That initial phone snatching incident, I should have walked away then. But I wanted to believe in the good version of her, the one she presented at the start. Love bombing is a hell of a drug. I'm not ready to date again yet. Still healing, but for the first time in months, I feel optimistic about the future. I feel like myself again, or at least I'm on the way to finding a stronger, wiser version of myself. So thank you, Reddit. You guys gave me a much-needed reality check when I was drowning in crazy. You helped me find the strength to get out. I'm incredibly grateful. To anyone else going through something similar, you are not alone. Your feelings are valid, and you deserve to be treated with respect and kindness. Don't set yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. TLDR. 1 month post-breakup. In therapy, reconnecting with friends, feeling much better. Chloe's family tried to guilt-trip me. Confirmed she has a history of this behavior, and faked her own therapy. Learned valuable lessons about boundaries and red flags. Thank you all for the support, onwards and upwards.